Okay, on sun gazing. Some of you are lucky enough, like me, to live in a sunny country. I grew up in Ireland, spent most of my life in Ireland. There's fucking no sun there. Barely in the summer, you might get a little bit of it. So I'd even suggest for people in Ireland or in cold countries that get a bit of sun midday when the sun is weaker. When the sun is stronger in midday. But in some of these countries, the sun isn't that strong anyway. Now, I'm not a doctor. There's all sorts of disclaimers here of eye damage and all the rest of it. There's a documentary you'll find online. I think it's called Eat the Sun. It's worth watching. Just to get an idea. Do your own research. I don't want you going blind. Don't spend 40 minutes just watching the fucking sun at 1 o'clock in the afternoon if you live in Mexico or somewhere. I don't really recommend that. But over the last few months, a few years ago, I did some sun gazing. And then being in Ireland, it was just a no-no. So now that I'm in Mexico, praise Allah, praise Jesus. I can do it. So I get up early before sunrise and then before sunset. And I began with a few seconds or a few minutes barefoot. So this is what I do. Ultimately, it's to follow your own guidance and your own instinct. Please do not follow my technique. Please do not follow what you see in that documentary or what you see online. You can take in this information, but feel what feels right for you. So I began with seconds and I quickly increased to about 3 minutes. In the morning, I do between 3 and 5 minutes. I set a timer, barefoot. I don't get it at sunrise because it has to come over a hill near me. So maybe about 20 minutes later, it comes over the hill. And if it's a clear morning, I stand, slight bend in my knees, straight posture, and just sink into the body and stare at the ball of sun. And allow yourself just to meditate, allow yourself just to be still, and allow in the frequency of the sun to flush through your body. It takes practice, it takes time. You'll feel it move through your brain, awaken the brain through the third eye, through the body. It flushes out, and so that's what I do in the mornings. Evenings, I began with a few minutes and I've now moved up on and off to maybe 10-ish minutes. I might stop, might sit down, might close my eyes, and then I might be moved to stand up and carry on again. So about the last 45 minutes to hour in the evening, I would sun gaze. Sometimes during the day, if I'm doing my own work or meditation during the day, I might be moved. If I'm sat in the sun, I might be moved to open my eyes, bang. Don't necessarily recommend that because it's very strong. But at times I am, and I know it's a download, it's an awareness. So when I began this over the last few weeks, months, got a lot of synchronicities, seeing these mirrors that are like a sun of waves, or seeing them in shops or apartments that I'm looking at to try and move into. I'm trying to move out of here. Or there is a TV show called Raised by Wolves. So a friend put me onto that and I watched that. And of course it's about God, which is called Sol, which means sun. I met a woman recently here in Mexico her name is Sol, sun. So all these little synchronicities. Now, if you know me, you know how bad my memory is. I probably should have recorded this weeks ago. So I've forgotten a lot of the shit that's happened, but there's been a lot of downloads, and a lot of shifts during these moments that grounded, bend in the knee, focused on the ball of sun. And then at times moved to hold my arms out. So I'd go through Qigong postures at times. But again, I'm not intending this. It just feels right. Arms out at the side, stretched at the side and held. Held for a number of minutes. The sweat's pouring off me. But it opens up the chakras. It opens up the chest. And my awareness as well is that the physical body needs to be upgraded to hold a higher frequency. This modern spiritual nonsense of like just awaken or just XYZ, fair enough. But, there's a lot of people who ended up in psychiatric wards and on medication because they woke up very quickly. I'm not really into that. Steady, intense work and increase is more my path. That suits me. Consistent work. I don't want to be, say, David Icke, that has some fucking huge experience, and then the world thinks you're insane and your family thinks you've lost it, and maybe they try and put you in a hospital or medicate you. No, thank you. Consistent daily work. Open up, integrate that level, more power, more awareness, more work tomorrow, and keep going. Consistent. Not a retreat a month or next 6 months, any of that shit. But also in those moments aware of the pull of the perineum. You know, women who've done Kegel exercise, if you've had a baby or not had a baby, tighten those muscles up down there. It's great for sex. It's great for the awareness to hold your partner inside you. But also, you know, I was very aware many times of like a pulley wheel from the sun in through the third eye, in through the brain, and back down through, if you like, the spine or that energy cord down into the perineum, anus, and is it the perineum? My memory is so bad. That P muscle, the PC muscle. Is the PC muscle the perineum? I've gone completely blank, doesn't matter. But the cord pulls those muscles. I don't mean extremely tightly, gentle pull. So we're awakening and activating that energy to be drawn up through that cord, connected to the sun, and a cycle back. And being aware, and at times I'd have to sit down and allow that to settle or do its thing. The flutter of energy through the stomach or up through the heart, up through the throat. At times purging or coughing, releasing, whatever it may be. So find your way with it. Like, I didn't read any of this. I didn't learn any of this. It's in those moments of knowing arms out, hands up, maybe palms down. At times bend and place my forehead on the ground like to praise the sun in a sense, or just allow the circulation of energy, allow your guidance and your movement of what you're being taught. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Find your way with it. Don't be driven by your mind. So it might feel to you that, no, it doesn't feel right to work with the sun, or you might do it once or twice. No, that's cool. It's not a case of, hey, sun gazing is the answer, you all have to do it. No, this is another option. You take in the options. You see how they feel, you see what resonates. Maybe you test some of them and you go, no, it's not for me. Or you go, yeah, but feels right to do this, feels right to do that. It's all about your own instinct. Anyway, thanks for listening. If this was of use to you, there's links below. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SpawnEvolution. Or please share this video with anyone you think might benefit from it. Thanks for listening to me. Be well. Enjoy your day.